And look at Randy Orton slithering.
Oh, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
KO! Here's the cover.
Hey, what's up guys, and we're back with another video, this time featuring the Russian Tier 10 tank destroyer, the Obj.263. Also, the Russian boot, if you like to go by that, I guess. But this replay is, I debated about using it for a little bit, just because it's got some kind of boring parts. It's a TD gameplay on proc, so on this one, you're almost obligated to go to this side, unfortunately, just because with already in play and being a turretless TD, playing the ridgeline is not very smart, as you can also tell with this tank. If you get hit by arty with that open crew compartment, you're kind of dead. So probably not the smartest play as you put our first shot of damage into the chieftain. So we're going to play extremely passively. Unfortunately for us, our entire team is going to be over here. But that's just how this game is going to roll, I guess. So kind of debated about using this one because it is a little dull to start with, but I do promise it does pick up a little bit, and the result was too good to not showcase, I guess. I will say also this replay is a couple months old. I think it's from, what's it, like maybe August time frame, give or take. When I played a few games here or there, if I had time, and yeah, this was one of them. Really, really good result, and just, you know, felt it was worthy of putting up on the channel. So here it finally is after almost 6 months. So far we only put one shot into the chieftain and got a little bit of assisted damage, and hopefully get a second shot into 50 TP, who just got absolutely slapped for trying to poke the ridgeline that far, as he should. And now Tortoise disappeared, trying to go for the cupola, and it comes off. First shot goes in. Do like the alpha on this tank. I think it's 550, which is the only tank in the game that has 550 alpha. It's 10 less than stuff like the Yag Tiger at tier 9, but I believe the rate of fire is faster. Somebody can correct me on that. I'm not great on the stats nowadays. Honestly, just too much info rattling around in the old brain. So still like this tank. It's very hit or miss for me, I find. I think I talked about this on a stream earlier this weekend. You either have a game like this, which is just like amazing, or the armor just doesn't work, everything pens you, and you die after maybe 2 or 3 shots of damage. That's just seems to be the case for this tank, for me at least. There's no like in between, which doesn't feel like it. So yeah. Anyways, so far we're just kind of doing the typical TD thing, taking pot shots, and unfortunately we're bouncing a few off the Tortoise. I think we're just barely hitting the superstructure of the tank and not the cupola on top there. And hopefully we finish off 50 TP, but somehow bounces off the side of his turret. I don't know. Anyways, but I will say, look at the minimap of this game. I immediately noticed that nobody on our team went left, so we already have E5s and some other heavy tanks pushing around our flank. And with this kind of team deployment, it doesn't usually work out too well when your team like goes to like a quarter of the map as you put a traction shot into the flanking mouse. But it is going to work out because the heavy tank to our right on the map right now is an IS-7 who's really going to help us win this game by playing that bowl region. That's a great position for an IS-7, especially now that there already has been taken out. He's pretty much going to be just completely hauled down in that spot and almost impenetrable as long as he doesn't get rushed for the most part. So it's good to have him in that spot, as we're now just lighting up all these guys trying to push in. We put one into 46 Patton as he pushes over. Biggest threat there. Gets a lot of assisted damage. We're going to get a good amount of assisted here because we're the furthest tank forward. Spotting these guys crossing the bridge as you look at our map. And hopefully somebody can take out the 46 Patton so we can poke here without getting spotted. We bounce one shot. At this kind of range, even tier 10 guns are kind of struggle to hit the weak spots on the 263. This tank is definitely better nowadays at bullying lower tiers than it is bullying the same tier tanks. I feel like the armor gets kind of buttered by tier 10 and even some tier 9 guns, and especially if they load either premium or they know where to shoot this thing. But this thing is still excellent at long range engagement like this and bullying tier 8s mercilessly and some tier 9s. And can get away with tier 10s, but that usually requires the enemy player to misplay a little bit. So put one into the E5's turret side, pull back as we get spotted. We're probably going to get spotted every time here. Even with the bushes, they're tier 10 tanks. So they all have 400 meter tier range, give or take. Especially the E5. Roll back up, get unspotted. I'm pretty confident in my flank, even though we're losing by four tanks at this point. Just because we have such a concentration on this side that I don't feel like I'd be the first target to get shot. Now the mouse is moving forward, even though he's already been slapped for a very large chunk of his health, 1700, and there goes the rest of his health as he gets slapped by me and the 2685, and pick up some more assisted damage. And I try to put one in the E5, he bounces, I bounce off of him, we bounce another shot, and we're up to 5500 assisted damage. I know it's hard to tell with the XP counter. We take a shot in the side, probably from the T-54 lightweight. How much actually guaranteed that was from the T-54 lightweight, as it only did about 220 damage. Put a really nice blind shot into the E5, finish him off, and now our flank is quote-unquote secure. I guess we don't really know if there's anything else over there. I will always be on the benefit of the doubt and say that there is. And now I'm thinking, okay, where's their light tank? He's got to be spotting. But first, we dump a round into the Death Star? I think that was HE. I don't know why I had HE. Maybe that was for, I was trying to blind fire the lightweight. I don't really know. Oh, maybe it was for the grill. That's it. It's been a while, so I don't really know why I had HE loaded. Make any kind of guess. We put a shot into the 2685. And so far, we are already up to about 5,000 damage and 66,000 something assisted. Again, it's kind of hard to tell with the XP counter there on the side. So this game's still really close now. We're only down by one tank, and we actually have artillery, which is actually a big advantage in this case with the IS-7 in that position, because it provides indirect fire support against all those tanks in the middle. Versus us, we can kind of play more statically, use the terrain to our advantage. Don't have to worry about backing off completely or running around in circles like maniacs, trying not to get shot by the square. Take a crucial shot into the 183, finish that guy also. He doesn't dump a shot into our IS-7 buddy up there, and as you can see, he appreciates that. Now we finally get the flank, the waffle poking over, try to put one into him. Unfortunately, he pulls back just in time, so we aren't able to make him a guaranteed one shot for any of us. Minus a 2685 because 850 alpha reasons. Which he may not have been at this time, because it may have still been plus 10%, minus 25% RNG. Such a great idea. Not really. So at this point, we're just kind of chilling like a villain. That is not a good sign that the lightweight is still on full health. As you know, I always preach that having a light tank at the end of a game like this is always such a huge advantage, especially on a map like Proc, where you definitely had that view range advantage there. And just not a good scenario for us with an IS-7 who's done a good game, but it's definitely outmatched in the vision category, and then two Russian TDs that aren't exactly rocking the best set of eyes either. So, bit of a disadvantage there. However, we also have our advantage of having it already still left alive in this game. So this is where the game kind of really slows down, because most of the players that rushed forward willy-nilly, I guess we're going to go with that. Yeah, willy-nilly. And yeah, they're already dead. So now it's going to be most likely, I want to say, the quote-unquote better players that are left alive. It's not always the case, obviously. But as far as I know in this game, I know I'm a good player. Maybe. I don't know. Well, maybe. And then we have the IS-7 over to our right, who's been playing a good game. That's exactly where I would go in an IS-7 on this map. It's right up in that bowl area. And then 2685 is also played a good game and put several shots into tanks that I've been paying attention to. Now, I know the Waffle was last spotted over here. Speaking, he shall appear. We do get a nice shot right into the side of him. It's pretty lucky for us, but I will take it. He's about ready to pull back beyond cover, and now we've made him a guaranteed one shot for literally everybody on our team. Pretty much, unless the IS-7 really, really low rolls. And now, also with them all being on very minimal health too, they're not going to want to be very aggressive. And we're kind of pinholed between these 4 tanks into this corner. It's a strong corner to hold, but it is a corner, and we don't have much flexibility in terms of movement. I can move along this ridgeline a little bit. The IS-7 can move along his ridgeline a little bit, and that's about it. That's all we have, because they have control right there, that light tank. He can rotate this battlefield at his will around 3/4 of the other part of this map. Versus us, we've got a couple hundred meters to work with, if that. And if I was in that lightweight shoes, I would be making use of all these ridge lines and such to get the most out of that vision. So, realistically, you could probably, in the lightweight spot from where the waffle is, you could also maybe, if you want to be really risky, right where I'm staring right now, across the way, come up over the railroad tracks, go down into that first ditch to my left where I'm looking right there, and then maybe even make it to the next ditch. And just be really aware of what has shots on you and what doesn't, because realistically the I-7 wouldn't have shots on the lightweight if he even was above or down below that first hill right to my left right there. So yeah, it's just, what would you do in this situation? That's probably what I would do. But luckily for us right now, and as soon as I say that, here's the lightweight doing the play that I would probably do or aim to do, which is push down into that bowl, and sure enough, it gets me shot by the 2685, and now I'm kind of forced to hunker down. 2685 on our team takes down their waffle, which is a really nice kill for us. But probably of all the tanks left, the least of a threat. I know he has the most alpha, or most of clip potential, but he's a very easy tank to spot, and he's not super mobile compared to the 2685 or the grill. So it's very easy for us to probably counter the waffle, realistically. Waffle's very awkward and cumbersome on a map wide open like this. So now I'm kind of going after the 2685. That's who I like to take out next, because the lightweight has kind of left this flank open. That's the only issue with moving down into that ditch, is that if I could sneak past the 2685, I could easily have a shot into his rear. It's just I have to time it. I would have to time it very well. Then the 2685 isn't poking up over the hill spotting. If I can do that, I can get in behind them and open up a crossfire, which is always appreciated. However, that would also make me kind of rumble through the lightweight in a big open field to getting circled. So, kind of have to double-edged sword there. While yes, we may take out one of their TDs, I could also lose my health and die in that result too. So we're going to have to play it a little safe right now. Even with the 263's pretty good mobility. It's not slow, it's not sluggish, but it still doesn't have a turret, and a lightweight, with how quickly that thing turns and moves, will circle this thing no problem on proc, as long as he plays it right. He may not play it right later, but we'll get there when we get there. So now I'm going to go for it. We only got 1 minute and 40 seconds left at this point. We kind of forced the issue. I know we are winning at the moment. We would win this game by default if we just sat still for the next 1 minute and 30 seconds. Relatively, that could be the smarter play. But we like to keep things a little interesting and maybe, actually kill everybody. It's more fun. And it's just a video game, so if you're not having fun, there's no point in playing, really. If you get a shot onto the 2685, he goes blank, or it goes off the mini-map. Oh my god. He goes unspotted. 3rd time's the charm. I can do it. And we are able to finish him off. And luckily we do that because the 2685 gets taken out by our lightweight. So that we are still at a tank advantage. Now this is a bit of a, I don't want to say it's a misplay, a little bit. I'm getting very cocky here. I think I can just go right in on the lightweight. Try to put one into him. We actually load HE to try to pen him. Somehow we don't, which is kind of concerning. Right into his rear. Put another one in. That one's definitely a misplay. He was already a one-shot. Should have just had AP loaded. And now, I'd like to try to ram him, but he is too damn fast in that tank. And here's where he misplays. He does a big circle, and we just take him out and return the favor. Now, the grill's a one-shot for us, but he's just going to back off when there's only 15 seconds left. So, we're realistically not going to catch him in 10 seconds. So this game's wrapped up. We've won this game just by sheer holding out like a bunker in the corner. Again, not the ideal scenario on proc, but you do what you do. Secure a W, I guess. So we finished with 6,500 damage, 6,600 assisted as well. Very, very, very nice result in a turretless tank destroyer any day of the week, I must say. And on a map, it's not the greatest for it always. It kind of has to depend on how the game plays out. Sometimes it's really bad for this tank. But sometimes you get a result where you do, 13,000 combined with 4 kills. And yeah, just another fun game in the 263. Honestly, a tank I wish was more consistent, but just how it relies on the armor and how personally I'm not the best at the turretless CDs because I get way too aggressive, as you kind of saw at the end there with the lightweight. And he played a good game too. Only less than 1,000 damage done, but 4,000 assisted, and was still alive at the end of the game. Well, until I came along, but still, good game, fun game. I thought you guys would enjoy it, and yeah, I have a few more in the vault I will bring it out to you shortly. So hope you enjoyed, and catch you later.